before roads carved lines across the continent, before fences divided the horizon, the land already moved. Australia has always been a place shaped by restraint, by heat, distance, and absence. Here, survival never rewarded excess, it rewarded efficiency. Welcome to Wildlife Chronicles, where we don't just show wildlife, we reveal how life learns to endure. From this unforgiving land emerged a creature unlike any other, not built to walk the earth, but to rise from it. The kangaroo is not simply an animal of Australia, it is a solution, designed by scarcity, perfected by time. Every leap is calculated, every pause is intentional. Its powerful hind legs act like loaded springs, storing energy with each landing and releasing it with the next. The faster it moves, the less energy it consumes, a rare advantage written into muscle and tendon. The tail, thick and muscular, is not an afterthought. It is balance, it is control, it is the silent stabilizer that keeps motion efficient across broken ground. Nothing on the kangaroo is decorative. Every feature answers a question asked by the land. But survival here is not just about movement, it is about knowing when not to move. In a place where water is unpredictable and shade is scarce, the kangaroo survives not by strength but by awareness. It rests through the hottest hours. It seeks shadow where shadow barely exists. It cools its blood by licking its forearms, letting evaporation do the work that sweat cannot. Breathing slows, heart rate drops. Energy is conserved like a precious resource because here it is. This is existence in the outback, measured, restrained, optimized. Food is not guaranteed. Rain may not fall for months, sometimes years. Grasses appear briefly, then vanish. And so the kangaroo never overeats, never wastes, never lingers longer than the land allows. Its grazing shapes the plains without stripping them bare. Its movement spreads seeds across vast distances. Its presence keeps the rhythm of the grasslands alive. Even danger is approached with calculation. A kangaroo does not panic. It assesses distance, wind, escape routes. If flight is possible, it chooses flight, not in chaos, but in clean, efficient arcs across the earth. If escape is blocked, it stands tall, balanced on tail and legs, turning its body into a tripod of strength ready, but never reckless. Life here has no room for unnecessary conflict. Social bonds form loose groups, mobs that gather and separate as conditions change. There is no rigid hierarchy, no permanent claim to territory. Flexibility is survival, adaptation is law, and reproduction itself follows this rule. When conditions are harsh, life waits. Embryos pause their development, suspended in time, until rain returns and grass grows again. Birth is delayed not by weakness but by wisdom. Because in Australia, timing is everything. This is not an animal rushing toward the future. It is one listening to the present. The kangaroo's life is a journey without maps. Rain decides direction. Grass determines distance. Drought signals departure. When the land dries, movement begins. Not suddenly, but deliberately. Mobs loosen their hold on familiar ground and begin to flow outward, spreading across the landscape like living currents. They do not wander blindly. They follow knowledge older than the individual. Movement is guided not by instinct alone, but by memory. Invisible pathways passed from mother to joey. Roots etched into behavior by seasons long gone. Water holes remembered long after they vanish. Shelter recalled even when the shade has moved. There are no permanent destinations. Only opportunity. Only survival. The land itself is a conversation, and the kangaroo listens. When grass thins, travel lengthens. When rain returns, movement slows. Every decision reflects what the earth is willing to give. Movement is communal. In numbers, vision multiplies. Dozens of eyes scan the horizon. Ears pivot independently, tracking sound from every direction. What one detects, all respond to. Danger rarely arrives unannounced. A shift in pasture, a sudden stillness, a ripple through the mob. When predators appear, there is no panic, only instant coordination. Direction is chosen in fractions of a second. The mob scatters, not randomly, but efficiently. Each animal selecting open ground, clear sight lines, escape angles already calculated. Most threats are avoided before confrontation becomes necessary. Energy is preserved. risk is minimized, but when escape collapses and distance disappears, power is revealed with precision. Boxing is not chaos, it is assessment, it is warning, it is restraint. Males rise upright, balancing on tail and hind legs, testing strength without committing to wasteful damage. A kick is delivered only when resolution fails. Even conflict follows rules shaped by scarcity. The kangaroo does not fight for dominance without reason. It does not pursue victory for pride. Here, survival favors those who choose wisely, and the journey never truly ends. The odyssey continues at dusk, when temperatures soften and shadows stretch long across the plains. It pauses beneath crushing heat, bodies pressed into shade where shade barely exists. It resumes beneath stars, when the land exhales and movement becomes possible again. Night carries its own risks, but also relief. Silence replaces glare. Distances feel shorter in the cool dark. Miles are not measured in steps, but in leaps. Each bound covers ground with minimal cost. Each landing recycles energy. Distance is conquered without exhaustion. Across months, across years, across lifetimes. This is not migration with an endpoint. It is responsiveness, a living answer to an ever-changing land. The kangaroo does not chase the future. It follows the present, and as long as the land continues to speak, through rain, through grass, through drought, the journey continues. Without maps, there is not one kangaroo, but many, each shaped by the same continent, yet answering it differently. The red kangaroo dominates the open interior, built for distance and endurance. Long legs, narrow body, lungs tuned for heat and wind. It lives where the horizon never ends. An escape means outrunning emptiness itself. The eastern grey thrives along forests and coastlines, adaptable and alert. It moves between shadow and open ground, reading cover as carefully as it reads danger. Social by necessity, flexible by design. The western grey survives where conditions shift without warning, where rain arrives late, leaves early, and balance is temporary. It carries resilience in moderation, never committing fully to abundance or despair. Wallaroos occupy rugged hills and rocky escarpments, combining strength with caution. Their bodies are dense, muscular, grounded. They climb where others flee, choosing elevation over speed. Tree kangaroos rise into the canopy, reversing the story entirely, trading open ground for branches, leaps for deliberate climbs, speed for stability. Each species reflects a different answer to the same question. How do you survive here? The answers are written just in bone and muscle. But in time, reproduction reveals the kangaroo's greatest advantage. Young are born incomplete, small, fragile, unfinished, blind, hairless, barely more than possibility. Yet instinct carries them forward. They climb unassisted into the pouch, guided by smell and touch, where development continues in warmth and safety, while the world remains hostile. Inside the pouch, time slows, growth unfolds gradually, protected from drought, predators, and heat. The outside world may fail, but life inside continues. A mother can support multiple offspring at once, one nursing, one growing, one waiting. Milk changes composition to meet each joey's needs. One rich in fat, another diluted, each delivered without confusion, without error. In times of abundance, growth accelerates, bodies strengthen, independence approaches. In times of scarcity, reproduction pauses, embryos wait, development halts without harm. Life expands and contracts in rhythm with the land. Nothing is forced, nothing is wasted. This is the continuum. Generations overlapping in quiet succession, mothers, juveniles, elders, each carrying fragments of experience forward. Knowledge passes without words. Where to graze when rain is late, when to rest to avoid heat death, when to flee and when to hold ground. Not taught, absorbed. A joey learns the land by moving through it, learns danger by watching stillness, learns survival by matching its pace to the world around it. The kangaroo does not inherit territory, it inherits timing. And through this unbroken exchange, life persists, not by resisting the land, but by synchronizing with it. This is not one species enduring, it is many solutions, all listening to the same unforgiving question. Instinct governs every decision. Fight or flee is never random. It is calculated. Every movement, every pause, every glance is weighed against risk. Most danger is avoided long before it arrives. A predator approaches, and the mob reacts as one, not chaos, but orchestration. A tail shifts, a paw digs, a body pivots. The signal spreads instantly, direction chosen, path cleared, survival optimized. But humans changed the equation. Roads cut through ancient paths. Lines of asphalt slicing through routes written for generations. Fences divide feeding grounds, blocking access to water and shelter. Agriculture spreads across plains, both a promise and a hazard. New grasses to eat, new machines to avoid, new boundaries to navigate. Despite this, kangaroos endure. They move with precision, conserving energy, responding to the altered landscape. Their survival is a testament to adaptation. They are both flexible and disciplined, obeying instincts honed over millennia, and in doing so, they remain vital to the land. Through grazing, they prevent overgrowth, keeping grasslands open, fires less intense. Through movement, they redistribute nutrients droppings, enriching soil, supporting insect life, feeding birds, and nurturing roots that anchor the earth. They are engineers, invisible yet indispensable, shaping ecosystems with every step. Kangaroos are also central to human life. Wildlife tourism thrives on their presence, drawing eyes from around the globe. They stand as one of the most recognized animal symbols on Earth, a living emblem of Australia itself. Yet this recognition comes with responsibility. Value demands care. Balance must be maintained, not exploited. Fences and roads may alter paths, but humans can also protect waterholes, conserve corridors, and allow the land to breathe. The kangaroo does not dominate the land, it regulates it, a living measure of efficiency. It moves with purpose, grazing with precision, resting with calculation, reproducing with timing. In this way, it maintains a rhythm older than roads, older than fences, older than human knowledge. It does not seek power over the land, it maintains it. And in the presence of kangaroos, life moves differently. Grasslands flourish, insects thrive, birds multiply, soil regenerates. The land remembers balance, not disruption. Human hands may alter the horizon, but the kangaroo's instincts remain. It adapts, it survives, it sustains, because in Australia, life is not measured by dominance, it is measured by alignment. The kangaroo is not a ruler, it is a steward, silent, persistent, precise, and through its leaps and pauses, its calculated movements, it teaches a lesson older than maps, older than fences, older than the human eye. True power is not taken, it is preserved, it is balanced, it is enduring. When a kangaroo dies, the land does not stop, but the mob pauses. Spacing changes, young stay closer to their mothers, mothers lift their heads, scanning the horizon longer, listening harder, alert for what comes next. There is no ritual, no outward mourning, no lament, yet instinct sharpens, senses heighten, and awareness spreads through the group like a ripple across water. Life absorbs the loss, the mob adjusts, paths shift, movement is recalibrated, the body returns to the soil. Bone, muscle, and sinew nourish new life. Insects gather, grass sprouts, seeds take hold. The land itself remembers. What once was becomes the sustenance for what is to come. Death is not an interruption. It is a vital part of the system. A cycle older than roads, fences, or human memory. It is a lesson in resilience, in adaptation, in alignment. This is how the kangaroo has endured for millions of years, not through domination, but through harmony with the land. Every leap honors energy, every pause honors heat, every journey honors memory. As long as kangaroos roam the outback, the land remembers how to move, and as long as the land moves, the kangaroo will follow. It is the heartbeat of the outback, steady, persistent, timeless. But this heartbeat is fragile. Human activity now shapes their world. Roads and fences divide their paths. Fires, droughts, and development challenge their survival. Yet we are not powerless. We can protect these rhythms. We can leave corridors open, safeguard waterholes, preserve feeding grounds, and respect the cycles of life. that have endured far longer than we have. Every action matters. Every choice echoes across the plains. If we act responsibly, the heartbeat continues. If we care, the generations that follow will still leap across open horizons, still teach young instinctively, still sustain the land they call home. And that is why your voice matters. Because the story of the kangaroo is not theirs alone, it is ours to witness, to respect, to protect, support conservation, protect the wild, celebrate life. If this story moved you, like it, share it with those who care about the natural world, and subscribe to Wildlife Chronicles to join us in exploring, preserving, and honoring the heartbeat of the outback. Because every leap you see, every shadow you follow, every breath of wind across the plains is a story millions of years in the making. Be part of that story. Help it live on. This is not just the heartbeat of the kangaroo. It is the heartbeat of the outback. And with your support, it can continue to pulse forever.